appreciate you guys, by the way, also for joining me and helping me do this because I've been very excited about this.
Appreciate you too.
I love spending time with each of you. I do. Anywho, it says it's going, so we're just gonna assume that's accurate. Appreciate you guys. Today we are doing our Monster Tournament rematch, and I'm very excited about it. I can't reveal the actual all of the combatants first because a lot of them are meant to be like, I think they're hilarious, but we're gonna leave that be a surprise. Like I was saying with you guys earlier, we have one on each half of this tournament who gets a bye week. They just move on because they're expected to do really well. And for the first half, we got Jason Voorhees. He's passing on to the next. He's just, I couldn't not. He's the big dude. So we're just going to go immediately to the next one, and let me see if I can bring up the pictures. I should. There we go. Okay. And I think the matchups here ended up a lot cooler because hold on. Because Miles says hello. Xenomorph. Because besides the two I chose for like a bye week, these were all randomly chosen with like dice, and we ended up with some of the coolest combinations. Like if I were able to choose, I would have chose a lot of these. So we got the truck from Maximum Overdrive.
That is terrifying.
And a Xenomorph. And I love this because if you think about it, aren't they both vehicles?
I guess that is.
You
one
could
way to
ride a
look at it.
Xenomorph. You could. It's a vehicle.
Well, I mean,
like, is a horse a vehicle?
But
I wasn't gonna quite go that way.
But
with it,
I mean,
yeah.
if a Xenomorph isn't a vehicle, why does it have wheels?
What? I was like, wait a second.
Hold on, I'm being told I'm confusing a Xenomorph with a Honda Civic.
I mean, the Xenomorph is called the perfect organism, but also built for tough, so I don't know.
Yeah,
Well, God, if
How
you
many-
felt Fort tough, then you'd
how
go
many
lose
times has a
automatically.
Xenomorph beat Spider-Man? Because... In what metric are we going? Now, of course, I assumed you guys knew we're doing this tournament style, so we're comparing who would win in a basketball game. So that is this is March Madness Monster Edition. The real monsters were Purdue. You know what I'm saying? All right. Oh, I love you guys. All right, but okay, for really. Like, cause Xenomorph, as smart as they are, you gotta think it wouldn't just like stand there and let itself get hit by a truck. But like Ripley, she killed a bunch of them with like machinery. So I don't know if their brain's smart enough to comprehend like big machines like that.
And it's like super agile, and I feel like
Right, that's fair.
This truck is the opposite.
Right,
Yeah.
and like how fast but like in the movies they don't do much dodging. Like I think we all know they're capable of it. Like we know they can do that, but do they ever? I don't think they do ever in any of the movies.
They do a lot of like creeping and crawling though, like along walls. Like maybe it would do that along the truck itself.
Right, like I get that, but I've never once seen one actually dodge ever. They just kind of sneak. So like
Yeah, but have you ever seen
I
a
know they could
semi-truck
dodge. I know they could in my heart. I just have they ever?
No, I love the point. Have we ever seen a semi-truck dodge anything?
Yeah. I mean, when you're built like a semi truck, I guess you don't really need to dodge much. Other semi trucks.
So if we're judging it based on its ability to dodge things, I would say that the semi truck loses.
Well, I'm just saying, like, can we agree that if the semi gets a clean hit on the Xenomorph's dead? So at that point, it's like, could the semi get a clean hit on the Xenomorph?
Well, that's why I asked, how big is it compared to the truck?
Like a horse, I think. Is that about right?
The Xenomorphs are about 9 feet tall.
Ooh, a little bit bigger than I thought, actually.
tall.
Yeah. Okay, so a big horse. All right, I was going to say like
it's huge compared to a human, but
like a
compared to a
Mountainhooorse.
semi-truck.
Oh, speaking of, hold on.
Yeah, how tall are semi-trucks?
I'm being incredibly rude. Hold on.
12 foot? I think, at least.
I forgot to
His
introduce
head
our
would be
people.
like near the top of that, like that purple part on the head.
I'm gonna let you guys.
So it'd be
I forgot to update the title. You guys chat a bit. I'm going to update the title and then introduce you guys because I forgot to do that because I'm very rude. My bad.
I mean, I had a car one time just die while driving down the road, so I mean, I really can't hold a lot for the truck here. It's like any moment you could just be like, oh well, that just a hose broke. We're done now. It's like, oh.
Oh, that's a good point.
Okay, but with that point though, like, could the truck call for roadside assistance against the xenomorph?
Well, back when the movie was made, cell phones weren't really a thing. So I'm gonna say no.
Also, I mean, in that world, all the machines just want to kill people. So if someone's going to show up, it's going to be like, I'm going to try and run you over now. It's like,
But it's not a transformer.
So, I mean, yeah, that's something we're gonna have to discuss for most of these because I was actually talking to Mountainhooorse about it. Like, how do you decide where these things fight? Because one of them is always going to have the advantage, right? So it's like, in some cases that's more easy than others. But I'm guessing I don't know, stretch a freeway, a abandoned parking lot, or because that seems like we're heavily favoring the truck in that case. But in any place where the truck doesn't have the advantage, the truck can't fight. If the truck doesn't have the advantage, it can't fight in that place. A forest, truck loses. So I guess can we say an industrial zone?
Well, in that point, the xenomorph, I think, would have the advantage because it could crawl on building walls and stuff, and the truck, the only way to get to it would be to crash into the building.
See, my thinking is though, what could it do versus what would it do? And I know they're smart. It's just the fact that I gotta think they're not familiar with sentient semis. I'm not sure if they would know how to put this thing down because what are they gonna do? Attack the side of it? No, nothing. They don't know enough about how a semi would work. I'm not sure if they could. The
worst thing for that semi though is the xenomorph's gonna know like a human to attack the head. And it put a gigantic head logo on its only weak spot.
That is a great point. Oh my god!
So
I love that.
They spit acid, so if it spits acid at its face, it's going to go touch that engine and it's done.
That's the thing. The xenomorph could absolutely murder this thing. It's just that's my thinking. It's just versus what they... It's the first time we did this, we did Michael Myers versus the truck. And we had to figure out, would Michael Myers know enough to... how to destroy the truck. And he ended up winning, I think. Yeah. Which is fun.
The other thing about this matchup is I think that the xenomorph would be able to kind of decide that the truck is obviously somewhat dependent on its wheels, and then it could go and basically
I could see a xenomorph
flat tires,
a xenomorph going out of its way to hobble. Yeah, like a xenomorph would take something's legs out. I could see that.
Yeah,
what if the xenomorph just doesn't pay attention to it though, or just kind of waits and sees? Will the truck just run out of gas?
Canonically, that's a thing they do in the movie, but
I
don't think a xenomorph would
either.
I gotta think they wouldn't know enough to do that though. Whether they know where to attack or not, that's one thing. But waiting for it to run out of gas, I don't know.
Well, I don't know that it do it on purpose,
wrong,
but
it could just do it on accident.
I'm still leaning towards the xenomorph.
Or just,
I'm just
jump
trying
on
to
the roof.
I'm trying to look at all the different angles here.
Yeah, just ride it around until it.
Can we agree that a industrial park is probably the best place for this because there's open area but buildings and stuff? Yeah.
Even if it's a big flat dirt area, I mean, xenomorphs, they're agile enough. It's going to jump on top of it, and then once it's on top,
even
the truck's not going to be able to get it down.
Like a gas station, like the picture. I mean, as long as it's not a flat area, yeah. All right. Yeah, I mean, whether or not they know what a semi is, if they see this thing charging at them, I gotta think it'd get out of the way. Okay. Guys, wonderful. Fantastic. I love each of you. All right, we're getting rid of the Happy Toys truck. Happy Toys truck, I'm very disappointed. Last time, it died in the first round, too, against Michael Myers, and I was just...
Happy Toys truck needs a very specific type of opponent that isn't super agile. Like it needs
it's
like
just unfortunate
the Blob or something.
Hard,
you know what I mean? Like it needs something where it's like, oh, I could just plow into this thing.
Like he needs so many different things to be lined up for him to work. But if you get hit by that truck, he wins. Doesn't matter who he's going against. Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Like 1 out of every 100 battles, he definitely wins.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like there's matchups out there where it's like, oh, truck easily, but it's like, can you jump at all? Like, yeah, ooh,
right, yeah.
Good
like,
luck.
Well, my reasoning was like, the truck, as funny as it may seem, the truck could outsmart some people because like it's a sentient truck. It's some things on this list are stupider. Who was it? Hold on. It was okay. Hold up. It's Chainsaw Charlie. Leatherface, right?
Ooh, Bubba Sawyer, yep.
That is, I mean, I've always known him as Chainsaw Charlie, but I'm being told every single time I say that it's wrong, so I don't know what to believe.
So is this guy just a dude with a chainsaw? What's his deal?
And mental health problems and zombies. So I think this is actually a fun matchup.
I'll honestly, I can talk about Leatherface a little bit here because I'm a huge fan.
I figured you
of the
could.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
He is Bubba Sawyer. He is from a hillbilly family. Basically, he is the largest member of the family. He is like 6'10", a huge just tank of a person. He doesn't really feel pain, and he kind of is like a singular focus of just like go. You know what I mean? Like he'll be like his family, be like,
right,
that person's hurting our family. You gotta get him.
He's the weapon.
And then, now his goal is get him.
Yeah, he's the.
Is the no pain from the hillbilliness?
He's
Where did that
he's
come
the
from?
muscle of the family.
He's just he's the muscle family.
He's the tool. The weapon they
inbreeding for generations. This dude's just a. Yeah, he gets stabbed in the arm. He'll just like turn around and look at the person.
So that
like,
makes this whole matchup even better than I thought because like obviously zombies are the same way. They're just not as muscular.
I can confirm all of this.
So like, but like
it's just natural.
If you've ever seen like a chainsaw in person, you recognize how big they are. He's holding that thing like a kitchen knife. It's terrifying. So like,
okay, question here. So with this guy versus zombie, if he turns into a zombie, does that count as a loss?
He would lose in that case. That's the thing. He's one of the few people on this list who a zombie could actually bite and kill that way. So I think he drew the short straw here. But we're talking about 50 zombies. That's the number we come across. That's Shiny and I agreed that was probably a good number. As weak as zombies are by themselves, that's still a lot of zombies. And
how many zombies is it? You said
50. That's the number you and I agreed on last time.
So my thinking is that if he's like not feeling pain and stuff, he's probably not big on dodging attacks. And with zombies, that's a really big deal.
Right. I can't imagine he's very smart, but like a chainsaw, it would just take seconds to kill any single one of them. It wouldn't take him very long at all. It's just like he's probably not keen on dodging. That's the thing. If he knows he's not going to be hurt by stuff.
I mean, can you chainsaw through bone that quickly? I've never taken a chainsaw to like.
I think a 9 foot man.
I don't know how fast it would be.
You put a 9 foot gorilla man behind that chainsaw. I'm betting it's going through those bones.
In the movies, he does have a special chainsaw where it kind of just goes straight through people. But okay, I'm just gonna say this. His Leatherface, he takes the skin from his from victims and makes the stuff out of it. So he actually has some human leather that he wears, which would protect him from bites too.
Let me.
Okay.
Aaron, good morning. I appreciate you stopping by joining us. I think that's actually a good point. Aaron was asking, zombies in a horde are spread out. So I think before we get into any closing statements here, where would they be fighting? Because I'm thinking, like, in my mind, like Leatherface, he's out in like I think Texas in like a farmhouse, right? Something similar.
Yeah.
So like imagine it's him and him by himself at home, and they get descended upon by zombies at that location. So I think a farm would be a fair fight for both of them. Maybe in his favor a little bit more, but more open. So like I think you don't get the advantage of like hiding from zombies. Like, you know what I mean? Can we agree on that being a fair fight for the two of them?
Okay, so there's like a house and the zombies are like surrounding the house?
Yeah, he's either just outside or just inside and zombies show up.
I'm literally just picturing your house for all of this.
That's reasonable. We have had our fair share of zombies. But also, Aaron, I don't know if I said this, but I do appreciate stopping by. I'm trying to take this seriously. It's just like zombies. It's so hard because like I don't want to like do Leatherface wrong because like I said, he's one of the very few people on this list who can actually just be subdued with one zombie bite. So like he may have just drawn the short straw. Like nothing personal, but sometimes they have the exact thing they need to beat the opponent, even if the opponent's better, right? Yeah. Like last time Leatherface beat Pennywise just because Leatherface can't be scared. He refuses. He says no. So at that point, Pennywise just had to retreat, and that's not allowed here. So I think sometimes.
So then I guess the question is, would a zombie be able to get the jump on him?
I'm assuming he would know they're there. Like they didn't sneak up on him. So
oh,
he's
well,
aware.
yeah. But what I mean is, like, if you've got 50 zombies attacking you, one of them might be able to get the jump on you just because you're busy mowing down the other 40.
Right, and I think that's what Aaron was saying about like how condensed are they? Because if he's fighting one and the other one's like right there, and like he's not a genius or anything, but I gotta think I don't know. That's his mental state is really the factor.
He knows enough to protect protect in the like dangers and stuff like that. Like he's not planning. But yeah, I still think Leatherface, just because the zombies, if he's a fan of house, they're not all going to swarm him around him.
For me, it's like just the number of zombies. Like I'm having trouble picturing exactly that many and like doing it in my brain like I could with the truck and the xenomorph. It's
but what is his stamina like?
He's built to be a physical person. He's strong and he could like that's not the issue. It's mental capacity that I'm questioning here.
Okay, but hear me out here. Like, all he would have to do would be, like, decapitate the zombie to kill it, right?
Yeah. Or even, like, give it a good bit in the middle.
Is this rules where, like, blood in the eye makes you a zombie, though?
He's very well... I've got to think he's not going to be, like, getting his eyes rubbed on zombies.
Yeah.
I think that's not fair.
Like, what I'm thinking with this, though, is once he takes a zombie out, you know, that decreases the number in this mob. So the longer he can hold out, the smaller the number of opponents he has is going to be.
I've got no doubt in my mind.
If his stamina is relatively good, he should be able to take them all out eventually.
I'm sure he could. It's just a matter of while he's doing one, could another one get him? Is really I think all it comes down to.
He's not taking more than one swing to kill a zombie at all. Yeah. I'm honestly, if he has his chainsaw, he's killing a couple in a swing.
You know, I agree because zombies, like we're talking about how coordinated he is. Zombies aren't even going to recognize that other zombies are even there. They're not going to coordinate an attack. They're not going to group together. They're just going to walk at him. So really,
I think that it's the environment here that's really big. Like if they were just in an open field, I think he would get taken down. But if we're saying he's in a building of any sort, he's probably going to be fine.
I'll tell you, like let's say not his house, because I feel like that might be a little bit unfair, but let's say outside in his barn, okay, like a little more open, but he still has
even if they surrounded him from all sides, like all he'd have to do would be just spin around with his chainsaw
as strong as he is.
Hit from all angles.
I'm thinking because actually I was talking about his mental state being a hindrance. Actually, the fact that he's not scared of these things, all they are is just like really slow people at that point. And as long as he's not scared, he can just chainsaw them. They're just slower victims at that point.
Yeah,
right?
and he knows to retreat. Like it isn't like he's just a mindless. Like I'm going to go forward and kill. Like he's retreated before, where like kind of thing where it's like, let me take a step back because something's on fire. Like I know this is not optimal. So I don't know. I think in a barn, like you said, they're all coming through one entrance. I mean that's
because like a barn. I'm thinking like that gives some cover, but it's still mostly open. I think it's a good compromise, and it would be a reasonable place they would both bump into each other. I'm saying I'm not counting like amount of gasoline and stuff like that. I think like it wouldn't come down to. I really do think he'd manage.
And zombies are not really the most like tactical, like
no.
strategic.
So
it's
Zero.
not like he's gonna have one like sneak up on him from the rafters and jump down on him or something. Like they just won't do that.
Like if you got
that's fair.
Like
with like magical chainsaw too, it sounds like this is gonna be easier than like me with a chainsaw.
Right. Well, it's like that's one of the zombies' things. Their biggest advantages are they can bite you and win just like that, or honestly like fear in numbers, and he doesn't deal with that. They really are just like slower victims to him that are just going to be walking towards him. Like they're making it his job easier, I think.
That's fair.
Like if he's not afraid of them, that's just. I'm going for Leatherface, and I think you all ended up in the same camp, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, I'm trying to let my bias, my love of him, like affect my vote, but yeah, I'm
intentionally going out of my way to rephrase my arguments just so I could like argue with you guys about stuff to make just so you can defend the statements you're making, and I agree with you completely. I think that's funny because he's always been one of the lowest, like one of the people I thought was going to lose the first. Both times he's won his first round match. That's wacky. Oh, I love that. You love an underdog, right? All right.
Oh, and Aaron said, does he have any additional for his chainsaw?
Yeah, I was thinking, I don't think it'd come down to that. Like, I don't think the length of the fight really would, because it's not like zombies are going to wait, and he's not going to wait. They're just going to...
Yeah, and not just that, too, but, like, he also has a mallet that he uses, and without getting too much detail, the mallet can go through a living person. So, like, a zombie, he's just too strong. There's too much strength behind him.
I'm cheesed that we have Shiny here because besides him and I both really being into horror stuff, homie plays some Dead by Daylight. He's all over it. All right, we got Chucky Finster. From Rugrats.
The other person wins. I don't know who it. Sorry, no, I'm joking. Sorry.
I said I didn't choose these matchups, but they all ended up wonderfully. Now hold on, I know. Oh god, it's just all right. Hold on. Let me get into it. Hold on. Let me just bring up who he's going up against. I did say.
I'm so concerned right now.
We've got. Hold on. 1,
I hope it's just
2,
Jaws.
3, 4. We've got 4. We've got 4 characters from video games, and this is going to be our first one.
Pac-Man.
So that's the Mad Piano from Mario 64.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
And I love this because they're both, in a way, inanimate objects that just are really keen on killing Mario.
The question about the piano. Can the piano leave that room, or is that our environment just by necessity?
I mean, I'm not sure how it got in there. Well, there is next to a big window. Isn't that how people usually get pianos in the house's windows? I will say he's not nimble. He is not keen on walking around.
He's a big boy.
Chucky definitely has the mobility advantage, I will say that. And, like, that being said,
take down a piano as a doll.
Like, Mountainhooorse.
How do you take down a doll as a piano?
Mountainhooorse, you know more about...
I think those big teeth. Big teeth.
He's got some chompers, but that's the thing. Like, he's got 3 nubby little legs, and if you take out the 3 legs on a piano, all of a sudden he's kind of immobile at that point, right?
That's a good point. You just have a big chomping box.
I'm thinking mobility. Chucky's mobility is going to be the deciding thing here, because like like I said, if you can't get hit, you can't get killed, and he really just needs to take out the legs on this thing.
Yeah, but
as long as
can't mimics move without legs?
I don't. It's more of just like a flappy top, though, right?
Don't they like hop after you typically?
Kind of, but once he takes out those legs, like that's hopping is hopping is.
Where are the legs at though?
On the bottom of the piano.
So once he takes out the legs, isn't the piano just going to land on the ball?
Hey, good point.
The piano just crushes him. Winner.
I don't know Chucky's upper body strength, but
oh my god, I'm
that
dying.
piano's got to be heavy.
Oh Jesus Christ! Hold on. Oh my god, thank you. Oh, just the visual in my head of Chucky like being really like cocky about it, and then the moment he realizes that a piano's about to fall on him. Oh my god.
Would that actually kill him, or would it just like immobilize both of them?
I don't think it would kill Chucky, if we're being honest, because like part of the whole doll thing is like he's not scary. I'm not gonna act like he's a good horror villain. He's sturdy.
Yeah, like he won't technically. If you go back to the movie rules, he technically won't die because movie franchise and stuff. But like,
well, that's true of most.
He does get destroyed. He just like I'm back somehow because the curse did it. Like okay.
Well, that's actually a good point. I don't know if I don't think I addressed that at the beginning, but the nature of most of these things, they're going to come back regardless of how you kill them. So it's like, if you make the credits roll and they don't come back till the next movie, that we're going to count that as a win.
But I guess, like, even if you had, like, a Cabbage Patch Kid that got run over by a car, it'd still be fine. So, like, would he be fine if you just lifted up the piano? I don't know what he's made out of.
As high up off the ground, like, because that piano, as tall as Mario is, like, it would be barely off the ground. He would be barely underneath this thing. It wouldn't even really land on him. It would just, like, put its weight on him. And I gotta think he'd survive. He'd be very uncomfortable underneath the piano, but...
So, like, the only way that this thing is going to kill him is if somehow he manages to get high enough to fall into its mouth. Right?
I mean, it hurts Mario, though. That's the thing. Like, it hurts Mario. Mario doesn't climb into it, so, like, how's that? Hitboxes,
I imagine
that's
he just,
why.
like, smashes them. Like, I mean, like, it gives a little...
Yeah, like,
Mario gets hit by anything that he touches.
Because it does, like, thrash around a good bit, doesn't it? How heavy is a piano? Would somebody Google how heavy a piano is?
I mean...
I don't know. I really want to give this to piano because I love that the piano's here, but... honestly,
I don't see why Chucky wins. A piano can weigh as much as 1,400 pounds.
Yeah, or as little as 500.
But like those little nuts,
even
though.
At 500, it's
he doesn't even need to break all three. If you break one of a piano's legs, it's not going anywhere. They rarely do anyway. Right.
But he's also not going to, like... Logically, he wouldn't be underneath it to take the legs out because the legs are in 3 different locations. But he would take them out from the side.
What would he then do, though?
Stand underneath
like, he's smart enough to take out the legs on this thing, I gotta think.
But the piano is mobile, can hop around and stuff.
Like when you're a foot tall, what are your options besides taking out the legs?
Yeah, so it's not going to stay still, though. It's hopping up and down, so when he's going to go for the leg, it's still going to be bounced up and down on top of him.
Right. Can someone...
I mean, just use, like, a knife?
Okay, so...
That's true, you're just stabbing a piece of wood. Like, how long is that going to take?
I know I just asked, but could someone look up the bite strength of a piano? I'm curious.
I know Chucky here weighs 2 to 3 pounds, so even a 500-pound piano is still
okay, but what is that in dollars?
Weight.
And the thing is, if it's hopping around, if he gets in the wrong location, it could just skewer him.
Are all three of you guys? All three of you guys saying piano?
I don't know.
I mean,
because
what's Chucky going to do to it?
I'm leaning towards Chucky, but if all three of you guys say piano, I'm willing to concede. Like that. That's.
I mean, he's stabbing a wooden piano. Like I don't know. He doesn't have a whole lot of physical strength. Like most of his victims die because of traps. Or because he like gets them when like a surprise. Like,
I'm just talking about like mobility,
down.
Like besides,
yeah,
like,
you can't surprise that piano.
Like if you get too close to the piano, it'll hurt you. But you know as well as I do, if you already know it's going to attack you, it's the easiest thing in the world to walk around it. It doesn't. It just kind of like hops slowly at you.
So when Mario is going up against this piano. Is there a way to hurt the piano, or does he just have to get out of the room?
There isn't a way to kill the piano, but it's a Nintendo 64 game, and my argument was, like, you also can't destroy plain wooden fences, so I think it's just a limitation of the system and less of what the piano can handle.
So we don't know the weak points of the piano, though, aside from if you took its legs off.
I'm just considering it a regular piano, but it's a piano with sharp teeth is what I'm considering, I guess.
Yeah, like if this were Leatherface against piano, I think we all know how this would go. But with Chucky, again, the weaponry that he has is so not effective.
The force he would need to stab that to do any meaningful damage to like crack the wood would just
hear me out. I
don't think 2 pounds doll can generate that much force.
Hear me out. Let me paint you a picture, right? Chucky comes out of this thing. This thing goes to bite him. He climbs in its mouth. It doesn't have a tongue. It can't like eat him. It's just the sharp, bitey teeth. If he's actually in the mouth, all it would do is just flap its lid up and down at him angrily. Right?
Yeah, but what is he going to do to hurt it? I think.
Well, at that point, he has all the time in the world. He could just like just stab
maybe it's filled
thing.
with gastric juices.
Yeah, like we're thinking pitcher plant now. I mean,
I don't. All right, piano wins.
I'm looking up. I'm honestly looking up to see anything about the piano that has a weakness. But like,
I'm not loyal to Chucky.
I just like piano that eats things.
I'm not loyal to Chucky. I'm just thinking like I'm a big fan of like him being able to get into places. That's his one strength. That's his only strength he can squeeze into places.
Yeah, but like, what good is that going to do him at this point?
Right, but if the piano can't hit him, he can just spend all the time he wants whittling this thing from the inside.
Yeah, but to
or
get
a lighter,
inside
like
of it, he would take damage.
You can't tell me Chucky wouldn't be carrying around a lighter or something. Like, there's no reason he couldn't. I don't know. I could picture him holding onto a lighter.
Yeah, and then light it on fire.
It's like really hard to start a fire,
like,
though.
Throw
like,
a Zippo inside
fire?
the...
I don't think you can just hold a lighter onto a piano.
No, I've never tried to light a piano on fire.
I don't
know.
Never done it. Because it's not just like physical strength. He uses weapons to kill stuff.
I mean...
But you can't kill it.
He's a serial killer. He knows how to...
Honestly. Because like, even if you're crawling in, that thing is slapping those teeth around. One hit on those teeth and it's over.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you guys agree on piano, I'm willing to concede because I don't see this super one-sided, but I'm leaning towards Chucky. But if you guys feel the opposite, I will agree with you.
I mean, I'm looking up the respect thread for Chucky to see like his greatest accomplishments, and like it literally just does like he can turn his head 180 degrees. He doesn't need batteries.
Can I just say that
like
the fact
his pupils can dilate. Like,
one that we spent the most time on so far was Chucky versus a piano, and I love that. Thank you.
I'm just saying, if Mario has never killed this piano, there's no reason that it should, Chucky should be able to kill it.
My heart is
happy. Yeah, that's true. Because that means Chucky's stronger than Mario, and I'm not going to entertain that one.
No, Mario is like Hercules' strength. He's a goddamn demigod. Mario's terrifyingly strong.
This whole game is terrifying.
Ugh. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, Chucky, sorry, you lost last time too. Sorry. Get better.
I'm really loving that the piano is going to make a round 2 appearance.
Me too. And oh my. I hope you guys are enjoying this because I'm having a blast. Oh, God.
Oh, this is fun.
Oh, that actually concludes that half of the tournament. We're on to the second side. So let me just say, let me bring up our second seeded combatants before we get to the actual first round. Likely one of you will know who it is. And actually, the other two of you were here last time. You may recognize them. William Birkin, and there's a reason why he's a seated dude. He's the zombie equivalent of a tornado.
That eyeball.
Them fingies he's wiggling. He'll jazz hands you to death. He's terrifying. All right, but yeah, he's going on to the next round. I just want to bring him up. He's predicted to do very well.
Well, here's the thing, though. Chucky was predicted to do very well.
He was. I did not say he was predicted to do well. I just thought he would beat the piano barely.
I mean, can William stab through a piano though?
I think this
we'll
next
get to
one.
That.
Yeah, this next one is one of the funnest of all of them. So we're gonna. I was really gonna savor this one. I apologize. Hold on, let me just So we got the Children of the Corn. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, well, how many Children of the Corn are there? I did some research. Let me tell you how I came up with my answer. Now, I took the 4 towns that the movie was filmed in, the original movie. And one of them was like a big city, like that. Like, it was a huge outlier. The other 3 were like very close, small towns, like what you'd expect. So I took those. I took the census data of the population and the percentage of how many of those were under 18, because we know teenagers are also affected by the corn. So I found out the total number of children for each of those towns, the 3 of them, and averaged them together. We have 116 children of the corn.
Okay, so we've got 116 kids, and like this is a full range, right? Like of baby to 18-year-old.
Like I don't know what time they stop growing, but we know babies aren't affected, so they grow to be like young child. But there's also upwards of teenagers in there, like under 18. So there are teenagers also. So, but that's the thing. And I remember when I said I didn't choose these on purpose. Like these were random. I need you to believe that because let me just show you. So the Children of the Corn versus James P. Sullivan from Monsters Inc.
No.
It was random.
Oh.
Just James P. Sullivan versus 116 children.
Them with laughter?
Because he's a big dude. Like in the movie Monsters or Monsters University, he gets mistaken by humans as like a bear, like a full-grown like grizzly.
Well, not only that, but in Monsters Inc., the one time that he did his like monster scream thing, like really messed up the little girl. Like she was scared.
I mean, if we're being fair though, these kids are being.
Wasn't he afraid of the kid at first? Is that right?
Yeah, but like
I think so.
He since realized that they're not like toxic or whatever. They used to be afraid of him, not anymore. So like, but like,
what I'm saying is he has the potential.
But the Children of the Corn get whispered at by a demon every single night. So I don't think this guy's gonna scare him. That's not gonna be a scare factor. It's just gonna be, can this guy physically take on 116 children?
I really, really wanted him to win.
Because he's like a bear-sized man.
Is he going to be willing to kill these children? I thought, like...
No. That's a good question.
I don't think he would be.
But, like...
But then they'd have to kill him.
Well, right. I think they would.
Let's just say, like, to be fair, we're not going to include, like, morality here. Because, like, if we include motivations, a lot of motivations would be, like, nebulous. We just have to make assumptions. So, like... I don't think he would, but, you don't know. Like, it could be any situation. It could be life or death. He could be protecting someone else, like,
Yeah, so, like, kind
of... Oh, go for it, sorry.
So kind of like in Dead by Daylight, like, there's killers in there that aren't bad, but the thing that brings them there corrupts them, and it's like, oh no, now you're the worst version of you.
Like, they're just required to do their best. For whatever causes that to happen, they're required to give 100%.
So, like, taking a step back, do we think that, like, 116 kids could take down, like, a grizzly bear? Because that's got to be pretty similar, right?
Because that's... Okay, so right out the gate, it would take him just... an instant to eviscerate one of these kids, right? Can we be honest about that? Okay. Yeah. So, like, that being said, it would be all of him, like, going from one kid to another, because 116 kids or not, it doesn't matter how many there are, they don't get stronger by being close together. Do you think any single one of them could inflict damage on him? And now if they're, like, in a big group, if they're in a circle around him, they still couldn't hurt him. It would just be more of them not hurting him, right?
Well, but like, what's their weaponry like?
Yeah, what are their weapons?
I think they got like farm tools. Actually, I suppose they would have farm tools like pitchforks. I guess. Yeah, pitchfork would do it, right? Ooh.
And the thing is, like, if you compare this mob to like the mob of zombies from earlier, these kids are going to have a lot more like strategic ability than the zombies would.
You
so they could sneak up on
it.
A lot of these kids. I was just about to say, a lot of these kids are very like militant. They're there. They follow directions, but they're very like they're very passive.
Yeah, but if they're looking at being mauled by a bear,
right?
Like, I don't care how docile you are, you have some life preservation to you.
So where would this fight be? Also,
like, they probably could run into him with a pitchfork and have that do a lot of damage.
Right. I mean, yeah, that is fair. So, like having this in a cornfield would be unfair. We can agree on that, right? So where would they be fighting then?
Oh yeah,
farm, forest.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I guess because like they fight in downtown rural Kansas, wherever that movie takes place.
Okay, so like let's just say he got locked through one of those monster doors. He's in downtown rural Iowa. And they're just he's ended up in the Children of the Corn. Okay, gotcha. That's how. All right, small town, Sticksville. Okay. Ooh, that is. I wasn't expecting this to be as difficult as this. I wasn't even thinking about like farm tools. Ooh. No, I'm still going for the grizzly bear. If you've ever seen a grizzly bear take something on.
Some of the kids drive though. Could you just hit him with a car?
Yeah, and then if you had him down, like if you hit him with a car and he was like injured and not able to get away fast enough, then you just like
I think he's smarter than that.
Because, I think we should limit tools and stuff though, just because like otherwise, like, well, what if they all went to their parents' house and all grabbed guns? Like, yeah, I mean, 160 armed children. That's absolutely terrifying. That's horrifying. But
it's just like, I mean, I wanted to consider like what would they be intelligent enough to consider, like what would they do? But that's a fair point.
And just to give you an idea, also, James P. Sullivan is 7'8" and 800 pounds.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
and he is mostly muscle.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's big. Like, if you ever seen a grizzly bear, like you just kind of give up. Like, it's over.
But would you give up if you had, the corn god behind you?
Well, I mean, he's not juicing him up. He's telling him what to do, but he's not giving him like super strength.
Yeah. So fair enough.
So you swing it. If I swung a pitchfork at this guy, he would like bat it out of my hand, snap it in half. He wouldn't care.
Yeah, but if he was paying attention to you doing that, there could be other kids coming up behind him because, like I said, they would have more strategic abilities.
Let me
provide so I guess the question then is: would 3 kids like ramming a pitchfork at an 800-pound dude actually do enough damage to like
provide
kill him?
I'm gonna offer a counter argument here. Professionally at his job, he has become a master of stealth. As big as he is, he can sneak through kids' rooms without them even knowing he's there until he wants them to. He's fast and nimble, and he can sneak. In addition to how ridiculously strong he is.
Basically, he just sneaks around this town that we've put them all in and just like picks them off one by one.
Pulls one of the kids' heads off, goes over, pulls another one off. I mean, like to be like, if we're making this fair, they know that the fight's going on. This is never going to be like one of them sneaks up on the other one, kills him before they know. But he can still hide.
Even if they knew about it, if he was stealthy enough to hide.
Right.
And also,
we've got
I'm giving
116 or 160.
116.
Okay, so we really are only dealing with a couple dozen that are like teenagers that are, post-puberty. Everyone else is really weak, right?
Yeah, it's true. There are only a handful of teenagers. So how many pounds do you say James P. Sullivan is? Because we can divide that by 116 to see how many pounds he has per child.
800 pounds.
Yeah, say that's beefy. Yeah, he's
that's 6.9.
I'm giving this. You're free to argue. I do not see a way that those kids are going to be able to stop this monster.
No, I think you've convinced me on that, Bees.
Every time he attacks, too, their numbers are going down. Because those kids are surviving. Like, he swings and it's a couple of them, you're down 2. Next swing, down 3. It's like...
And they're not exactly like a hive mind either. They are kids. There are instances where they get confused and scared even, like...
Well, especially the younger ones. So if you take into consideration that, a decent amount of them are going to be younger.
He's just, like, that's that thing, because, he's built for strength, but he's, like, very good at sneaking. He does it professionally. Guys, I'm very happy that we that Children of the Corn didn't win. I'm not biased or anything, but, he moves on. I am biased about this next one, but we're talking about monsters, and we gotta do monsters. Oh, this is 2 video game dudes. Hey. Hold on. This is a fun one. Where'd he go? Pyramid Head. He was in our last one. He actually, he lost, I think, first round just because he had the misfortune of being put against Bruce from Jaws.
Yeah, that was a tough one. That was sad.
That was a weird tournament. That was a doozy. Let me just say, that's on the YouTube in case any of you guys are curious enough. So
that's Dead by Daylight. Because there's a little Locker and Tobin from him.
Is it? I was wondering about where that picture was from. It was the best looking picture I could find of him. So that's actually really cool. This there's a lot of really good pictures, but like the game he's from was PS2, so it was like kind of some of them aren't that great. That's a good one though. So. Shout out to Dead by Daylight. Now we're talking about monsters. So here's Robot Hitler from Wolfenstein. So the thing I'm thinking here though is just because of Pyramid Head's speed, like at a distance, Pyramid Head, I don't think he could close the gap before he could die. That's the thing. Because Robot Hitler has range on his side. That's it. Like, that's the only thing he can do.
Can Robot Hitler only shoot straight ahead, though? Those Gatling guns, like, does he have to actually rotate his whole body?
He would have to turn,
aim?
yes. Like, he has to turn. And he's not very nimble. That's, I mean, like, he's not nimble, he's not good up close, but at a distance, that's his bread and butter, distance.
So, can he rotate at the waist? Or does he have to turn his whole body?
I think he has to actually rotate completely.
Yeah, I think he's screwed.
So, I mean, we'd have to consider where they'd be fighting too, though, wouldn't we? Because I don't want to make this too unfair, but at the same time, fuck Hitler. So, Stone Maze, there we go. Pyramid Head wins. That's not fair. I got okay.
Hitler gets beat by a guy with a shotgun. So I mean,
right, but that's everyone on this list would lose to Blazkowicz. So like maybe at the same time, even he's just oh god. Big fan, huge fan. But,
so Pyramid Head. So okay,
that's Pyramid Head just has to close the gap. So it really depends on where they're fighting, and that has a lot to do with it.
What does Pyramid Head use for weaponry?
He's got that big sword, and he's got a spear.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, his spear.
All he would have to do is sneak up behind Robot Hitler and cut all of the electrical connections.
If he got close enough to Robot Hitler, he would do it with his hands. He's disgustingly strong. It's just, my question is, could he close the gap before Hitler killed him?
Well, unless Hitler has eyes in the back of his head, I think he could sneak up behind him without an issue.
I have a question. Let me pose this to you there, Bees.
Right.
Now, you know the Silent Hill 2.
Heard of it.
He is he's basically like punishment for your sins.
I was feeling the same way. Well, in my mind,
he tortures. Well, real quick, he tortures James. He tortures James or anything because of the things he's done. I think Hitler, the things he's done, Pyramid Head is going to just mentally eviscerate him.
But does he have the ability to feel bad about it?
I was thinking that same thing when I got this matchup in the first place. Like, it makes all the sense in the world for them to fight. But Mountainhooorse has a good point. If you don't feel bad about the bad things you've done, then that's not really the thing. So it's like, it really does come down to just physical might, I think, in that case. Because I don't think Hitler does feel bad. It's talking about monsters.
I mean, do they have to feel bad, though? Because...
I mean, whether they feel bad or not, he could still, like, rip your skin off your body. I've seen him do that to a human being.
Yeah.
He skinned a girl with his bare hands by grabbing her chest and just ripping her skin off her body.
But yeah, the question becomes, like, does Hitler have to feel bad about what he's done, or does it just have to be the sheer number of bad things that he has done, whether he feels bad about it or not?
I mean, I don't think he'd get that psychological advantage, but Pyramid Head would still hit him just as hard, just the same.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
So, like, let's say not maze, but I think like a castle, because like that's very Wolfenstein. In that case, yeah, unless they're in a, let me just say, unless they're in a really big open area, I don't see Hitler having the advantage here, because like I said, he needs range, and anywhere where Pyramid Head could get somewhat close to him at all, hallway, corner, anything, it would be over like that, right?
Well, not only does he need range, but I think that because of how hard it is for him to, like, aim in different directions, like, he would almost need to be in a corridor to,
or like a big open area.
Hunt someone down effectively.
You can see the picture that he's in. It's in a big room. And that's the thing. He's got 4 Gatling guns. So if he sees you at a distance,
but
there's
they all
no chance.
One direction.
Right, but
I think this is coming back to the same issue we had with the truck, right?
He can still turn in place.
He could kill him, but
he can turn in place, just not super fast.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, it is like the truck. Like if he can get that hit in, but can he get that hit in? It's like without a really big room, I don't think Pyramid Head's not just going to stumble at him. He's going to be smart enough to. Right. I'm trying to not underplay the strength of 4 Gatling guns is what, but...
No, I think that the only way that he would have the advantage, though, would be, like, if you were in a narrow hallway where there were no, like, passages or doors that, you could dodge into. Because if you had like a narrow corridor, and you had Robot Hitler with his Gatling guns on one end, and any opponent on the other end, the shots are just going to be like straight hits at that point. So anything more open than that, I think he would lose.
That's reasonable, because in the game you kill him with guns because you don't have an alternative, so you have to get in that range fight with him, and that's why it's so difficult. Pyramid Head's strong enough. If he closed that gap, he could just oh god, right? Okay, I was honestly, as much as I hate to say it, I was actually kind of, if I was betting, would put some money on Hitler, but I'm glad he gets to die again. That is great.
That's a good quote.
That is good. That is. I've got a clip on my Twitch of us killing Hitler in Wolfenstein. I clipped that. It was very satisfying. If you're ever having a bad day, go check out that clip. Beautiful. Okay, and this is our last match of our first round. So this one here, I told this story a few times. I've had this matchup in my head all the way from high school, when when the movie Freddy vs. Jason came out. Being dumb in my head to make a joke, I came up with this example of like a sequel of two dudes fighting each other, and I never in my life, like randomly, I just rolled these two dudes so they could fight, and I'm very happy about it. But originally it was just a dumb joke from high school, and my dice blessed me to make it a reality. So Michael Myers versus Bruce from Jaws. So
good, Michael Myers.
Because without knowing how well he could swim, Michael Myers he's one of the hardest to kill dudes on this list, and that is saying something. And you don't like that. That's the thing. The benefit of the knife is it's one of the very few weapons on here that you can actually still use underwater just fine.
I think Bruce is going to have a hard time with this one.
Yeah, no, I don't see how Bruce wins this one, because you just, stab him repeatedly.
Yeah. That's the thing. The only way they could fight was on a boat or on a pier, and that way, like, that's a big advantage for Shark.
The only way I see us going is that Bruce bites him, and then Myers he doesn't panic at all.
Oh.
That's just not who he is. So he got free stab to the head right there.
I'll say that's a good point, because now all of a sudden he doesn't even need to aim. He just knows exactly where the shark is, right in front of him.
Yeah, so he might lose a leg, but he still stabs the shark.
I wasn't even thinking about that.
He's been hurt like that before. Like, he just kind of like hobbles away somehow.
In the water, that's the shark's biggest advantage, mobility. It's all of a sudden has free reign through three-dimensional space, whereas the person is just there. If he bites Michael, all he has at that point is just, now I know where you are. Oh, God, that's terrifying. Oh, lovely. Okay, guys.
There's no surprise attack. Once you get him, it's like, well, I know right where you are.
Are we all, like, agreed already? Because that's great.
Sorry, Bruce.
Wow,
yeah.
I'm happy about it. Bruce kind of dominated the tournament last time. I felt bad about that. That's actually really cool.
That's the perfect match against him, because everything, like the panic, the everything is just gone.
Yeah, it's like sometimes you end up with the person who is just the right thing. Like last time in our tournament, I felt disgusting about it, but Jason ended up against Bruce, and I'm like, well, and it was very unfair, but tournaments be like that, I guess. That's why, unless you're doing like a round robin, they're not going to...
I really did want to see Piano versus Bruce, but...
Yeah. Oh, God, just drop a piano on him. Yes. Okay,
and pianos don't drown either, so that could have been interesting.
Next time.
I feel like... Okay, yeah, I feel like I've got a pretty strong... Yeah, I think we know who's going to win this. Hold on, let me... Oh, God, I should have named these better. Oh, Jesus, hold on. You? No? You? No? Hold up. Hold on. Nope, not that one. What? Really? How are you twice? How are you twice, actually? How?
Myers versus Myers. Like, oh no.
I don't even know how I did that by accident. Hold on. Okay, so I really should have labeled these better. Hold on. I mean, you go through all of them, eventually you'll get there. Unless I replaced... I think I replaced him with one of the... Oh, yeah, that's why we have two of him.
Ooh.
Okay, that's fine. I'll just...
I'm getting a peek behind the curtain here.
I think I replaced him with a second Michael Myers for however I managed to pull that off. Okay, that's fine. I shouldn't have to re-add anyone else. It's just like for this one instant. Oh, I didn't put him up on the screen. That's why. I just said he moved on. That's why. All right. So this is one of our seated dudes. So why he wasn't in round 1. Okay, and then it's a very professional setup we got here, you guys. Nope, not that. Nope. Yes, there we go.
Against the truck.
Against Xenomorph. And I'm leaning pretty strongly on Jason on this one. I am. I know it's not quite like the machinery that Ripley would have had, but my God. I don't see a scenario where he doesn't just like crack this thing's skull in half.
How strong is the Xenomorph's like armor setup?
Pretty strong, but
pretty strong. Yeah, there's silicone based, not like actual like flesh, like silicone and metal kind of.
Like I don't think a regular human could pull it off with that machete, but he's very strong.
I don't know. You know, like machete point, right? Rounded. Is it the head is the weak point, like the neck?
It's got plates, so I guess joints maybe. Well, its mouth, its jaw, and neck are kinda, yeah. But it is plated. And
you guys said he's what, like 9 foot? The Xenomorph?
Yeah, Xenomorph, yeah, they're like the size of a large.
And
Jason's
like what?
Really dangerous.
Jason, like I don't know, 7 feet tall.
I'm wearing a Jason hoodie from the NES game. I'm leaning towards Xenomorph.
You are really?
Yeah.
There's okay. So in the Alien movies, they're literally called the perfect organism because their whole thing is they just wipe out planets of life. Like
okay, as a group though, like with the face huggers and the eggs and the way they can like they reproduce with other living things and like combine with them. As a species, yes, but we're talking about just a Xenomorph.
I mean, it's got a razor sharp knife at the end of its prehensile tail. They spit acid. They're stealthy. I mean, like it can hide up,
but
up above and
like perfect organism aside, I know I mentioned her a few times, but Ripley, badass though she may be,
but she had more than a machete, right?
Right, but she also didn't have his physical strength either. So like,
she's a hydraulic loading suit.
We know they're killable. It's just like you need a lot of strength.
You need like a lot of firepower, and I think if we're comparing, even a really strong dude with a machete doesn't compare to a gun, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna say real quick because I know Ridley had she was fighting him. The one in Alien 2 wasn't as threatening to her though because she was carrying an embryo inside of her. So they're they're after her, but also like, well, she's technically carrying a hybrid of one of our PO.
I'm not arguing just to argue. I promise. I'm just trying to you know provide a counter argument here. So like we know that predators have killed aliens, and while they have the advantage of being invisible, they're still combat-wise similar to Jason.
But isn't that invisibility? I don't think that Jason is super like stealthy, right? Like he's never gonna get the jump on.
He does have this weird teleport thing, but I don't think that's a canon power. That's just the nature of horror movies.
Yeah, actually, it is. He has teleportation in canon.
Really? Okay.
Yes. But he only has teleportation. It only works if the target is unaware or loses track of him.
Oh, that wouldn't work. Yeah, there's no way.
Okay.
Yeah, but one of his biggest powers is fear because he'll chase people down and get them in the woods.
Okay.
And the Xenomorph's not going to care who.
There's not going to be fear there.
I did say I'm trying to be not biased, and I promise I am. So on counter argument, The Xenomorph, like, throughout the series, you do see people hiding from Jason, like, under beds. They do get away from him sometimes. That's not going to work with Xenomorph. Like they're as stealthy as they are, he's going to lose it, and it's going to sneak up on him, right?
Yeah, and they spray acid too, like legit acid.
I hate that. Well,
so say that he got close enough to take his machete and just stab it right.
The acid would burn through the machete, right?
But like,
it would. You get one good stab,
like the forehead area, like the cranium. Like, would that be strong enough to kill a Xenomorph if it didn't spray acid on him?
One good stab with the machete. I don't think he could do it with one stab.
Yeah.
Then I don't think that he has a chance, because at that point, he's too close. The Xenomorph will kill him.
Jason's also incredibly sturdy, though. He's essentially just a really buff zombie.
Yeah, but are you sturdy enough if you get skewered by whatever the hell is on the end of that guy's arm tail
I'm very
thing?
upset. I'm very upset about this, but I think we're leaning towards Xenomorph, and there's nothing I can do about it. Oh, all right.
I'm trying to think of even like a fair place. If they're fighting in Camp Crystal Lake, where Jason is, it's going to be dark.
Even
He's
if
not
it was
going
in
to
a
see it. That
forest,
thing's going to be like hunting him down.
Even in a forest, that probably worked to the Xenomorph's advantage, honestly.
Yeah.
And the Xenomorph probably has some form of night vision, right?
Anything short
they
of
can see kind of heat signatures. Yeah.
Anything short of like an open stadium.
Working.
Yeah. Okay, so without trying to entertain both sides, just I need each of you to weigh in on one or the other. Just what's your vote?
Xenomorph, yeah.
All right, Xenomorph. Sorry, Jason.
Yeah, they've got thick hides that like deflect shotgun shells.
Right.
Like,
I got you.
I love Jason so much, but
I think it was close for me, so I'm a little disappointed. But I can recognize it would go that way. Also, if I were betting is all, But no.
Yeah.
That's why I have you guys here too in second opinion. I'm often wrong about things, so all right.
Yeah,
so,
like in one of the movies, someone shoots an RPG, like a rocket at it, and while it's in midair, the thing just sidesteps and like they just dodge out of the way of it. Like,
I knew there were some first-person shooters. I didn't know there were any Alien RPGs.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so let me just double check to make sure that's correct. Yeah, Xenomorph moves on to the final four. Wow, that's actually interesting to me. Oh God, I think we can probably just skip this one.
160 children versus the bus or versus the truck. Oh God.
I think we know. Can we agree? Can we agree?
Oh, we know. Yeah, we even entertained this before, so we know how we're landing on this one.
Okay, piano wins.
Yeah.
Because Leatherface
the piano over, like
Leatherface skipped music class, has no idea where the weakness of a piano is, which I assume is what you learned in music class.
Yeah.
Okay. So Leatherface, final four somehow. Oh my God, how? He's near the very bottom with like Chucky. Let me be honest. I was the one giving them their tears. So like I'm off, but I'm still surprised. He's a man with a chainsaw. So all right, okay.
Like a really good chainsaw.
Yeah, it is a good. He's a beefy gentleman. He knows his way around murder.
That's what we all look for in a man.
So this is like an interesting one because it seems like William always does get paired up with people who are just really physically strong too, and that's like his wheelhouse. So it's like, yeah, you're very strong, but look at him.
Yeah, that hand.
How tall is William actually?
Those claws, for sure.
Shiny, do you have any William statistics? Because I would actually be very curious to see like how tall they are compared to each other. I ask because it takes forever for me to Google stuff.
Oh, like William Birkin's, like his actual monster.
Yeah, like how tall would he be? Because I'm curious to see like their size compared to each other for this, because they're very big for both of them.
Taller than the bear. I know his upper form that's
his second form, I believe.
That's his second phase. That would be about 9 feet tall.
Okay, that's the one. I know he has multiple phases. There's like one that's soup, and there's I've just been doing phase 2, if that matters to anybody. That's the one we're doing. because I feel like it'd be unfair otherwise.
His powers are basic. Like he has basic regeneration and strength.
Yeah, I'll say like he is harder to put down than a Sherman.
He's not healing like Wolverine, but like if you start stabbing him, like his body will start like okay, let me just try and get you.
I mean, he doesn't heal up that much, but at the same time, like you have to do enough damage to kill him. Whether he heals up or not, you're going to do enough damage before he just like smashes your head through a wall. It's like trying to stop a tank from coming at you. It really is. He's terrifying, but like he's a pastel bear, so like I don't know. Did William?
Look at those claws for him. They aren't anything compared to William here.
Well, we know they both went to college, which is actually very interesting. So, well,
I think they fight the exact same way, but William has way too many tools.
Yeah.
And we are still talking about basketball, right?
Yep, exactly.
Of course.
Way too many dunking abilities.
Could Sully poke him in his shoulder eye? Would that do anything? Throw some pocket sand. Just pocket sand.
Make him angry.
That's what I'm wondering, because when it's two dudes like this, that's really what it is. Big and strong, and like if we knew how tall and heavy they were, that's the thing. Like I think if one was like way bigger, that'd be pretty damning, but I don't know.
Sully can't be too huge. He's at most like 8 feet, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he's 8 feet tall, a couple inches under.
William, I have a hard time believing William's taller than 8 feet. He's big, but 8 feet. I mean, that sounds about right. But if you told me he was taller than 8 feet, I'd probably like need to look it up. Speaking of,
I just don't see a way that he's going to be able to do enough damage to be able to take down this abomination.
I mean, strength or not, he's a living. Yeah, he's living and squishy.
Yeah, just
William
that big eyeball, I guess.
Yeah.
They're both strong, but William, you could punch a hole in him, he wouldn't care. Sully, he's squishy on the inside, and he would die.
Yeah. Oh, Sully, killer of 160 children of zero.
He died doing what he loved.
Wasn't enough.
Just plucking heads off children.
Yeah.
That's the prequel. It is a dark prequel.
Real dark.
That series, really crossed a bridge. Okay, so William in the final four, and then we're on to okay. This is it's another fun one. Did I get it right this time? Oh, nearly. Nope. Well, I'm embarrassing myself. There we go. All right, no, that's the wrong square. I've got so many things overlapping each other. All right. There we go. All right, we're just he's holding a knife. There we go. All right, knife. There, knife to see.
I mean, look at those weapon differences already.
It's not the size of the knife; it's how you use it. Yeah,
size matters a little bit, right?
Right. I feel like it matters some.
Right, because as durable as Michael is, you cut him in half, he's still cut in half, right? Like, can we agree?
Exactly.
Like 2 pieces is 2 pieces.
Yeah, I mean.
And 2 are not better than 1 in this case.
And let's just say Michael is not gonna be in a ranged combat with Pyramid Head. They're gonna be face to face, and then it's over. Right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Some of these are easier than others. I like that. I love how we spent like 20 minutes on Chucky versus piano.
That feels Myers and Pyramid Head feels a lot like William versus Sully, where it's like they do the same thing, but one's really good at it.
That's
like
the
one's
thing.
A little bit better.
God, last time it was William versus like the Creeper from Jeepers Creepers, and it was like, yeah, he's physically very strong, but William.
Yeah.
Like eventually William would just tag him and he would just rip him in two. Like.
Yeah, like raw strength is great, but you need something else, or otherwise.
That's what I was saying. Like, it's funny how William exclusively gets matched up against just really strong dudes, and he always comes out on top because he's just the really strong dude. All right, we're at our final four. We're gonna do both of those matchups, and then the winners will fight to determine 4th place, and then we'll have 1 and 2. So, hold on. So we're at the very end here. So, piano, was it? Piano versus piano? I'm not sure how the piano got here twice, but...
Losers bracket, piano versus
piano. We know who's going to win.
And not at the orchestra. Like, oh no.
I feel like this one's pretty straightforward also, but hold on. I mean, I say that a lot, don't I? And I'm always wrong about stuff a lot. It's fine. It's okay to be wrong about stuff. But we do have Leatherface versus an alien. Xenomorph, rather. And I feel like... I feel like if Jason couldn't do it...
Leatherface is bigger than Jason, but I don't think it matters.
Yeah, he's also like, he's
he's
a living creature. He's not as sturdy as Jason.
You can't kill it in one hit.
Yeah,
right. That
I guess it goes to
goes
is that
in.
How special is that chainsaw?
It would still get burned up by acid. Yeah. that acid like burns holes through intergalactic ships. It's terrifying.
I got the Jason hoodie on. My character I play as the most is Leatherface on Dead by Daylight, and even I'm like, nah, these guys stand zero chance. Like,
so Leatherface,
that alien's done.
He could still be third place. He's going to go against whoever loses the next round. So let's see.
Cool.
So I'm glad we got that done. Now we have... interesting. Yeah.
Hey, yes. Sorry, I saw S on lurking. Want to say hi?
Yeah, S is a cool dude. He's one of my best dudes here. He brings the everything to the table. He's half the stream, so we would have burned down a long time ago if it wasn't for him. The number of times I'm streaming and I forget to like put the game on screen or something, he's like, oh hey, by the way. 10 out of 10. But this is who we got for the two video game dudes, funny enough. Big, you're fantastic. I appreciate you. You're second in command. I said that if anything ever happens to me unexpectedly, first order of business is to make sure Big wasn't responsible, and then he gets to be in charge if he wasn't.
So in other words, he becomes...
Or I guess even if he was, because at that point, like, it's not like I'd mind at that point, so I guess. All right, yeah. Second in command. I mean, if he kills me, I guess he's earned it, right?
I mean, then he becomes the bees.
Yeah, he gains my powers, but you know...
You just have to... The next time you do a matchup, it needs to be you versus, like, all of your followers.
I would lose immediately. Pick any of the followers. I'm the weakest one here.
How many bees does it take to stop the truck for maximum overdrive? Like, all right.
Just one, but he's very determined. So this is the thing. Like I said, William loves to go against really strong dudes. That's the thing is, they're both very strong dudes.
I know who I'm favoring in this one, but I want to wait because I want to see what like.
Yeah, no, hold back a little bit to get a see what other people's immediate impressions are. Right.
I mean, thinking about the finishing blow, I see William having a lot easier of a time of being able to like clinch it than Pyramid Head.
Pyramid Head's not big on dodging, and neither is William, so it really is a matter of like a straight brawl trading blows.
What is the length of the machete?
That is tall, if not maybe a bit taller than a adult human.
Yeah,
it's a very big.
And he swings it around like it's not like he drags it behind him, but he can swing it like an actual like a quick short sword. Like it's fast.
Yeah, he swings
and
it.
It's blunt, right? I thought that it wasn't like sharp.
It can cut stuff. Okay. It's not razor sharp. I've seen him cut through a metal door with it.
Oh, okay.
So would he have more reach than William would with his arm?
It's a good question. That's a big arm. I gotta think they'd be about the same.
Yeah, it's gotta be comparable,
especially
right?
If they're closing the distance. Maybe the little bit of range difference would be negligible. Because they're both moving towards each other anyway. So, like, that's the thing. That sword, William's sturdy. Pyramid's really strong. And like we were saying before, cut in half is cut in half. But this is like
Could he do
They're
it?
both so strong. It could really they could kill the other one with one hit potentially. So it's very weird.
Are they both pretty nimble?
No. They will stand there and get hit because they're too busy hitting things.
Yeah, they put all their stats into strength.
They do not care about dodging. They will just hit stuff.
Take a movement penalty. They're so slow. They're like no.
Neither of them will ever dodge ever.
Yeah.
So
I'm just gonna say, I think because of the Pyramid Head, the armor, I think Pyramid Head could take a single hit from William, but I don't know if William could take a hit from Pyramid.
My only reasoning here is because I feel like that may be true, but maybe not, because if you think about the games where you play them, where you fight them, all the different rounds of different guns you have to hit William with, Pyramid Head, not really. You've got a rifle with a half dozen rounds or however many it takes to beat him. He doesn't take that many shots, really.
But don't you just knock him down and then you just kind of get away?
That's the thing, though. At a certain point, it's plot related. You kind of face up to the things you've done, and he kind of gets depowered. So it's really hard to tell that way. But every time you fight him, you don't hit him with nearly as much stuff as you have to hit William with. So it's
well, and is William? Is he gonna go for the head first, or would you just go for a straight gut stab?
He's just swiping at him, right?
William is more animal-like.
Yeah.
He's gonna be, because he's kind of mutagens kind of turn him into a monster. Okay. So he's more
That's
just
actually very true. He's smart like a zombie would be. He just comes at things. He just happens to be very strong.
Yeah, and Pyramid Head's kind of like punishment. He knows what he's doing.
Right. He's like a torturer. He's sadistic. He's not a genius, but he's okay. That's actually
okay. So has William done some shit that
he's done? He can't. I don't think he can't process any of this stuff, but he's done so. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe Pyramid Head has that advantage then.
I'm just in my mind, I know Pyramid Head might have the advantage, but I'm thinking about back to the game where it's you really don't have to hit Pyramid Head very hard in those fights. But I guess that's
yeah, but but you can't really take all the.
Yeah. Because I know that's not exactly fair. It's just that's in the back of my mind, reminding me. It's
right. Well, and if William isn't being tactical, though,
I've seen William take some rocket launchers to the torso. It's just.
I don't know. These are both just
Shiny
super strong.
here. As much as I know about Pyramid Head, Shiny knows as much or more about William. So I'm willing to bend my stance here.
Him strong is plot armor.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you, he's powerful, but at the end of the day, he's kind of like a lumbering because his body is. You can see on his chest his old human face.
Yeah, you got they're the big scary bad guys, so they gotta be big and scary. I get that.
Yeah, creepy, right? Yeah,
I'm willing to.
He's a monster now. He lumbers around, he growls a lot. He gets outrun by he's so slow. Claire, this outside 20-year-old woman and a child can outrun him.
Yeah.
So would Pyramid Head be
being fair, Pyramid Head might be even slower. Probably.
Would Pyramid Head be smart enough to just stab that eye though?
Yeah.
And that's got to do a lot of damage, right?
I think
that's just on a joint.
I think that he could just as easily stick the knife through his torso. It is a sharp knife. He's very strong.
Well, if he can slice through metal doors with it,
that's what I mean. William's not built stronger than
enough.
a steel door. That's not happening.
Yeah, and how William goes through those games is the first time you fight him, you mortally wound him, and it's his body mutates, it comes back to something stronger. It's that's not even his strongest form. He has two more forms after that. So he's not even strong there. You know what I mean? He gets killed there. I
just want to make sure we give both combatants every chance they can get. I feel like that's pretty reasonable because, like I said, William more than I do. I know Pyramid Head more than. I'll say I know Pyramid Head better than you guys. I can defend that. I'm saying that about myself. But William, you all day, William more than I. You buddies fought in the war together. Very sad. Oh.
Yeah, I love Resident Evil 2 and William also, but I can't think of a way I can't think of a way that form of him wins.
That's why I'm glad that you're here, because you are really the expert on some of these that I like. Like, I know some of these really well. You know some of these better than I do. So I will defer to you on that. If you think that way, I will think that way as well. It's funny because my dude and your dude were actually like rooting for the other one. I think that's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Pyramid Head. I'm just trying to make sure we're seeing everything, right? Try to. Okay, so second to last matchup then, just to turn third and fourth place. So Leatherface versus William in that case. I feel like are we good? Are we good?
I think so.
Okay, so all right, so then fourth place is William, and then third place is Leatherface. I already made that joke. It wasn't funny the first time. I'm sorry. All right, but really the main event here, I guess. Hold on, who did win the last one? Hold on, really? Okay. Oh, I'm just shocked.
It seems like we've just gone through that.
I'm just genuinely shocked all over again. How did this happen? Xenomorph, what are you doing?
Hiding.
Usually, yes.
Being the perfect creature.
Well, Pyramid Head's right there. I'm saying Pyramid Head. Just right out the gate. I'm laying my cards on the table. Pyramid Head's got this.
I'm going to say that I disagree with you for the same argument that I've used for the last two matchups against Xenomorph. He can't have a one-hit kill.
I'm using the argument that was the same for Michael Myers versus Bruce. That alien's not going to one-shot Pyramid Head, and once it tries, he's going to be close enough to kill it.
He's not going to be stuck, though, like Bruce would.
If that Xenomorph gets close enough to him to attack him, he can one-shot the Xenomorph.
How?
Okay.
The sword, it will cleave him into.
Okay, yeah, but the other two weapons that we have gone through with this couldn't one-shot him. So what is more special about this sword?
No, that sword's going through that Xenomorph. That is the
chainsaw.
Yeah, go for it.
The other weapons were a machete, which was a lot smaller.
Yeah.
And Jason's strong, but he's not Pyramid Head strength.
Yeah, Pyramid Head is like not in the human realm, right? He's definitely got some like supernatural stuff.
He's like a
him.
conceptual being. He's like kind of like a demon, but he's really like, yeah, he's more like Silent Hill just like creates things from like psychology. It's weird. He's like a physical creature, but Silent Hill crafted him up, and he is a monster. So it's like, yeah. I mean, I am willing to hear arguments, but that if your stance is that sword can't cut through the Xenomorph, and that is just he would.
Okay, so what about the acid? Like, if it got on his skin, it looks like his arms are exposed.
Right. I mean, yeah.
Would he still be able to wield his sword if he was, covered in acid?
My stance is if he slashed through this thing, he might get burnt up, but that Xenomorph is dead at that point, and he might not be unscathed. But that is.
Yeah, but what happens if he gets covered in acid before he can get close enough to take a shot?
And would the Xenomorph be hit by it? Because it's really fast, right?
To some capacity, it can spit acid at a distance, right? Like, I'm just not sure how far away.
Yeah. The only reason, okay, so the acid for me was when it was a machete. It's gonna take multiple hits to kill him. So once you get that first hit, it's getting covered in acid. I don't think that great sword needs a second swing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If he can get one shot
that's why I'm bringing up the range, though. Like, what if he got hit with acid before he was even close enough to take the shot?
That's the Pyramid Head's weakness range, and I wasn't even considering. I'm just not sure how good they are at that.
And like the acid spitting, it's range, but it's not that far, right?
He's not that far. He's not like a living man. If he got splattered with some acid, he wouldn't be happy about it, but that wouldn't kill him.
No, I'm not thinking kill him so much as like disable him from being able to use his arms like effectively swing his sword.
I think he's good that way because he's going to keep coming at you until he stops. I don't think that would disable him because, I mean, yeah, I take out one of his arms. I got to assume he would just use the other arm. Like, it just seems like the kind of person he is.
So again, I'm on. Yes, if we're saying that Pyramid Head can take him out in one hit, I can buy that. Yeah. Would he be able to land that hit?
As stealthy as these aliens are, they really do like sneak up on stuff. They skulk, but once they're in combat, they don't like dance around. They're more like assassins. They sneak up and kill stuff before it can get dirty.
But if they could see somebody swinging at them, are they nimble enough to get out of the way quickly, or not?
I'm gonna say I think. Okay, two things. I think the alien might see Pyramid Head's physique and think normal. You know what I mean? Not like a huge hulking person. It's gonna be like, oh, this is like the regular people I killed. You know what I mean? Maybe that would lower its guard.
Underestimate him.
Because that's true. Yeah. They don't know, barely. They wouldn't know anything about each other. And as far as Pyramid Head's concerned, like he could kill this thing by swinging at it just like anything else. So he would fight it like anything else. But so would the Xenomorph.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. Like the stealth and everything's gotten Xenomorph this far, but there's so much power in that gigantic weapon. Where it's just after all, it's like, does the stealth counter this too? Because eventually, to end this fight, that Xenomorph's gonna have to get within melee range of like hitting them. Like at some point, like, it's gotta get close to finish it.
And how nimble is Pyramid Head? Like
none.
What is his agility like?
But
he's not really. But if he can grab like even the tail, if he can grab a hold of him,
it's funny
he does not lose his grip.
If the Xenomorph snuck up behind him for an attack, would he be able to spin around quickly enough to one-shot him that way?
It's funny because once he starts swinging that sword, he swings it fast. It's just very heavy. He's very strong. That is so that's what they're saying. Like Aaron mentioned, it's like I was saying earlier, they're really good at skulking and sneaking up. So would he be able to do that in some capacity? But that's the thing. Like if he were to sneak up on Pyramid Head and attack him, he probably could do a lot of damage to him. Once he's in range of Pyramid Head, though, that's very not good for the Xenomorph.
I mean, the aerial attack thing, I mean, the thing is, like, you can go from above and jump down on him, but the most armored part of him is the top. Like,
so
you're straight on that.
If you're jumping down on him, though, even if you're at the Pyramid Head part, that tail can go straight through the torso, right?
Yeah.
So, well, here's the thing. If he snuck up behind him and he couldn't swing his sword from that position, I get that. He's strong enough. He skinned a woman by grabbing her and yanking. Like, her skin came off.
But we've also determined that the Xenomorph is a little bit more sturdy than a human.
Right.
So would he be able to grab the Xenomorph and,
they're not
yank
like
him apart like the woman?
They're not like adamantium
maybe he'd be
horses.
able to yank it like like a lobster claw or something.
Like they have a shell, but he I'm saying Pyramid Head just because I gotta think I think Pyramid Head, as strong as he is, if the Xenomorph would in some capacity have to get close enough to him, and I more often than not I see Pyramid Head winning that. I think the Xenomorph might have a chance, but
I looked up something for Pyramid Head.
Yeah,
he has awareness around him, where he can sense living things.
Ah, shit. Okay, yeah, no, that clinches it for me.
Well, that explains how I found you in that closet
on both of them.
In one part of the game, he knows you're in a closet. I guess that makes sense then, actually.
Yeah, because he detects him when he's in the closet, and also another. All right, sorry, I'm like going through like things here because now we're getting to it.
No, I love
downpour. A guy's hiding behind rubble in a hallway. He walks down the hallway, stops, and just turns right towards him, knowing he's behind this wall. Like he doesn't see or hear him, but he knows he's there. Like,
so he has a spider sense. Gotcha.
Yeah, he can sense where things are around him.
Okay, I think that about does it then, right? Because
Xenomorph can't get the jump.
Because not only would the Xenomorph not be able to sneak up on him, the Xenomorph wouldn't know that, and it would try. And that would just
that's a really good point, too.
Yeah.
So that would, I think that would do it. We good on this?
Unfortunately.
I think
we got there.
Okay, we ended up with number 1, Pyramid Head, 2, Xenomorph, which, honest to God, I'm shocked, but he's earned it.
Not the path I was expecting, but the path that was
then
taken.
William and Leatherface, which is insane. All right, quick bonus round. We gotta do Pyramid Head versus our reigning champion though, real quick. It won't last long. It's fine.
Bruce.
So, hold on. Where did Pyramid Head go? Pyramid Head.
How many kids will it take to stop Pyramid Head?
Just cracking them open and drinking them like wine coolers. Just all right. Hold on. So our reigning champion. The winner of the tournament always gets to go against the reigning champion. That's only fair. That's how we do this. So we've got Pyramid Head versus Godzilla. So
poor Pyramid Head.
Poor Pyramid Head. Did you see that knife?
Are they
joking.
fighting in an open area?
I'm joking. That's the joke we do because, of course, King of the Monsters, right? That's the. I try to squeeze in one
now
last
Pyramid
joke.
Head might be able to get like a toe off.
That's a big toe. I don't know. He could probably clip his nails though. If Godzilla
Pyramid
sat
Head's
still
only
enough.
hope is if Godzilla swallows him whole with the knife, and he can just hopefully cut him from the inside. That's it.
You know, there is one other thing though. Like he could get underfoot, and if Godzilla stepped on him, it would be like stepping on a Lego.
Sweep the legs.
That's it. Anyone stepped on a Lego. That's it. Pyramid Head wins.
Okay,
I
so
can't. Godzilla steps on, and that's done.
In this hypothetical situation, can Pyramid Head be 100 feet tall? I feel like that would do
going by
it.
Power Ranger rules here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we can see from the picture what Godzilla can do against a train, but Pyramid Head is not a train.
No.
So there's that.
Yeah, see, this would have been more relevant if it were up against a demon truck or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, man. Wouldn't stand a chance. Does Godzilla feel bad about the sins he's committed in his lifetime?
I'm going to mute myself real quick. Wife just got home and the dog's like to howl.
Okay, dog.
So.
Tell Shiny Wife we said hello. Please. Or not. I won't tell you what to do.
I will.
Oh, okay. I think
I'll tell you what to do. Say hi for us.
I appreciate you guys. That was a, we have to make that joke every time. Honestly, I think this was great because last time I was like, very disappointed because we snuck in 2 dudes that were immune to physical damage because I'm an idiot. And, I was worried that this time William would have been too overpowered, and we just kind of like every single time you guys were just like, I had no idea how this was going to go. Thank you. I had a blast doing this. Oh, I know Shiny's muted. Mountainhooorse, Moonstone, both of you. I love each of you, and I'm going to be weird about it.
Oh, that's what we expect from you, Bees.
I'm weird about everything. That's who I am as a person.
Right, that was fun.
I'm stoked that you guys were able to join us for this. I'm very excited.
I think we all learned something here today.
I think we all grew as people. The real monsters were the friends we made along the way.
Right? We also learned that a shark is way weaker than I was expecting. I thought the shark was going to go really far.
The first time Bruce did go very far. He made it to like the last 4, but like I said, he beat Jason just because he beat Jason. Also, Big, Aaron, anyone else who happens to be hanging out, I appreciate you guys for hanging out with us for the duration. Both of you provided also really good feedback that made us think about things that we wouldn't have otherwise, so thank you for that. I loved that, and I'm kind of sad that we had to stop, but I appreciate you guys. I'm sure I'll message each of you independently at some point in the future. I'm happy to be here. Thank you, Aaron. I agree. I'm also a bee. Hold on. Let me do a. Are my audio alerts off? My audio alerts are off. I'm sad about that. Later. Okay. Appreciate you guys. I'm going to wrap up now. I will see you around. Feel free to message me. Everybody, at the same time. Maybe. I don't know. I'll see you guys around.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Talk to y'all later.